lonely, lonely, lonely time.
Good evening. I'm George Bracey, and this is Transworld. And with me today, I have a very special and important guest, an individual that I met at an open mic over in Oakland. And I will let my guest introduce himself.
Hi, so I'm Poe, Inocente Poe Guisar. I grew up in the East Bay. I went to Oakland, to school in Oakland from kindergarten through high school. I've been singing since I was little, but playing the guitar since I was about 12. And I'll drop music for a long time, and I'll stop playing for like months or years at a time, and randomly pick it up again. And I hadn't been singing or playing for a while, but I started playing again this summer, and actually going to open mics because I wasn't very used to playing in front of people, but I'm starting to get the hang of it, and I feel I feel really lucky and to be here and really special. I don't know. I wasn't made to feel like, or I didn't really feel like what I could do was very important before. And like this summer, I've met a lot of people who have kind of made me aware of like what I'm capable of, like through this one skill that I hadn't very like explored to its full potential. So I also paint and I draw, I make art, but I'm trying to find the balance between both. I want to be able to make art and make music.
Well, I've often said that in terms of art, um, trauma, our traumatic experiences give birth to art. And I'm wondering if any of your talent is a result of any of that.
I think all of them are kind of have all been like coping mechanisms for me. 'Cause, I talked a little bit yesterday about how we weren't really allowed to talk about abuse that we were uh, living through as children, and so there were a lot of things that I don't know. For a long time, also there was a lot of abuse that we didn't consider abuse. So it's been a way of working through those things, like with drawing. It's a way to show what I can't vocalize. So like I have songs about depression, about managing PTSD or trying to, but I also have a lot of drawings that touch on that, and I try to show people like how I'm feeling. So I try to portray that dizzy effect, or the disconnected effect. Um, it's another form of communication, to communicate things that we might not be able to verbally. So
Yes, I understand that art and its different components does give us voice and presents an opportunity for us to be visible and to be proactive in our own recovery. I recently received an award. Well, I received one last year as well, but because I'm such a strong mental health advocate, um, I have had challenges in my own life, and art for me has been a vehicle for me to work my way through. And I have just recently been nominated and given an award for uh, the challenges and the progress that I made in my own sustainable recovery. Now, for you, what has been some of the mental health challenges and barriers that you had to overcome or are still working through?
Um, well, I have really intense anxiety attacks, so I kind of always have to be very aware of self care. Like I have to be very on top of like eating right and sleeping right, or like a good amount, because I'm prone to just freaking out, and so like that's one thing I usually have to, like, even if I look really calm, I'm probably freaking out inside, and I have to be talking myself down, like, okay, is this really as big of a deal as my body is reacting to? Because I'll start heart pounding and I can't breathe, I can't exhale. I'm like, okay, no, it's not that big of a deal. Like, secondly, is there something I can actually do about it? And if there's not, I'm like, okay, I need to breathe, I need to let it go. And if there is, I need to figure out how I can go about making the situation better. And like with depression too, I have problems with like getting up. So I've been trying to keep myself busy. Like I signed up for a lot of classes this semester just to stay, just to have a reason to get up, or to have a reason to draw. Because like if I'm not in classes, I just won't paint. So it's nice to have the curriculum, or to have the assignments, that motivation of like, okay, I have to do this because it's due tomorrow, you know. So I'm not gonna sit here doing nothing. Um, but
But with your talent, I would think that uh, you're, that will open up avenues for you to arrest those anxieties as they surface. I mean, you're very gifted and very talented. So, what is your social life like?
I I'm not very social. And it's not on purpose. I get very shy. I don't know. I get very nervous until I get to know people. And because of how we grew up, I had a lot of trust issues that I'm getting over. So like I'm barely starting to socialize a little more than I used to. Like I wouldn't open up to people about a lot of things before. So, and now that I'm opening up to people about like difficulties, it's easier to to actually hang out.
So,
Um,
so you just made references to trans. What are you talking about? Trans? What issues?
well, like when I'm transgender, I'm pretty out about it. I don't like say it off the top of my head when I like meet people, but uh, like in that sense, like when I started transitioning, there were some people who didn't want to respect who I am, and it wasn't that that I was changing, or that I was dying, or like all these things that people tell themselves to cope with someone's physical transition. I was like transitioning physically and socially. So I stopped talking to a lot of people who weren't using my name, because my name is Inocente Boguisar, and I told people directly, and I had a lot of conversations individually, and people weren't being respectful about pronouns. So I cut a lot of people off. I wasn't willing to spend that much energy. I feel like, you know, we can come out to you and we can try to explain to you what's going on, but if you don't want to understand it, or you're not going to take the time to at least like try to Google some of it, we can't be the whole resource. And people get tired of explaining things. And also, like, I had a lot of anxiety around that, because I was always really androgynous. I was assigned female at birth. I don't like the terms like used to be a girl, because I feel like I wasn't. I've always been me. I've always been very in myself and very in my head and aware of myself. So, I was assigned something at birth, and because I was assigned that, my family put me in a category, and I was forced into that category, even though everyone could tell that I didn't fit it. So, like, I was always getting kicked out of women's restrooms. like when I was still being perceived as a woman. And when I started transitioning, it was very uncomfortable using the restroom. Like I'm still uncomfortable using the restroom. I like because people still question things because I still look somewhat androgynous. But yeah, that kind of held me back from a lot of social situations. Like I spent 2 years just in my room, just drawing because I was too nervous about interacting with people, and it wasn't until this summer that I like forced myself to go to an open mic, and I met one person, and they told me about another open mic, and I met that person, and they asked me to come to the open mic where you were, and I met you, and now I'm here. So I'm trying to not like be very like forceful about like avoiding nervousness, but trying to be aware of like what causes that nervousness and what I can do to like minimize it so that I don't isolate myself. Because I don't know, I'm hearing more people, encouraging like the music out of me. So I want to be able to give that music without, climbing up.
Well, I am just, I'm speechless. All the time that I've been acquainted with you, it never occurred to me that you were either or. And now that you made this omission about yourself, I'm like, it never dawned on me to question you, to question it, and I'm just, I'm very humbled to have heard this on air in your presence, but it never dawned on me. I just thought that you were a very gifted, talented young man, you know, and I didn't. That's and like I said, I thought you was Portuguese, and so that was it. That's the extent of it,
Yeah.
And I'm meeting, especially over in the East Bay, which I love the East Bay for its diversity. I love diversity, in everything in life, about life. I'm meeting a lot of our people, our folks, and I kin folks. Yeah, and that resonates with me. We're all kin folks. We're all interrelated. We're all related. And I'm meeting a wide array of people, that I feel connected to, that I would have, that I adopt as brothers and sisters and cousins and nieces and nephews. You know what I'm saying? And those pronouns and that ideation of self isn't nowhere in there. We're just people.
Yeah.
Just people. However you want to identify, that's your prerogative. But for me to address you as anything other than what I am so glad I never had to ask that question. And I'm so glad that I just, saw a young, talented entertainer on stage and whose music that resonated with me. And I was just, in just full of myself because your gift. And since we're on that subject, um, I would like for you to play for the viewing public. Get your guitar.
Okay.
And while Poe is setting up for that, I would like for the viewing public to know that October is Latino American Heritage Month, as well as Latino HIV/AIDS Awareness Month. So, all of my Latino sisters and brothers, I would recommend that you start participating in your community and celebrating your diversity and, get a better understanding of what's going on in our community. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to Poe.
necesito tu paciencia y que no suba tu voz hacia mí, que la reacción no es mía, es característica del PTSD. And I need you to take your time with me, please. Don't throw things at me or move suddenly, 'cause then we're just playing dodgeball. It's some more of that PTSD. And since I don't know how to throw, everything just gets stuck around me. I need a healthier mentality. 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 And I don't like my sensitivity or the reactions it brings out in me. Your heavy stares don't help alleviate difficulty breathing. But since you all can't look away, I'll sit and soak in my anxiety. I need a healthier mentality. 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 I need a healthier mentality.
Well, oh, I tell you, every time I hear that song, it just does something to me. But you have several more, so I want you to just continue to play. Play until it's time to get off the air. Just play.
Okay, I'm gonna play the one that I sang when I met you. The agoraphobia. That's the way you are going to get through, my dear. Why are you scared of the hallway? I know the doors were shut, but look how they're opening. Why are you scared of the hallway? I know the doors were shut, but look how they're opening. Why are you scared of the hallway? I know the doors were shut, but look how they're opening. So don't be scared of long hallways. I know the doors were shut, but look how you're opening. She said, hey, you know you've got to face all your fears. That's the way you are going to get through, my dear. No te dé miedo el pasillo, sé que no quieres seguir. Gracias por existir. No te dé miedo el camino, sé que no quieres seguir. Gracias por vivir así. No te dé miedo el pasillo, sé que no quieres seguir. Gracias por existir. No te dé miedo tu camino, sé que no quieres vivir. Gracias por seguir así. She said, hey, you know you've got to face all your fears. That's the way you are going to get through, my dear. She said, hey, you know you've got to face all your fears. That's the way you are going to get through, my dear. Why are you scared of the hallway? Don't be scared of the hallway. No te dé miedo el pasillo, no. No te dé miedo tu camino, no.
Another?
Okay. I'm gonna play this one. Eso es mujer o es maricón, no entenderé. ¿A quién le importa cómo voy? Si sentado o parado, no me explico. ¿A quién le afecta quién soy? Y cuando oigo amenazas machistas e ignorancia, años de angustia y de trauma me ganan y siento salir. Everything. Generations of dead queens all whisper in my ear. You have the right to have your body. Scream it out now. Fear this queer. Todas las muertes en vano no quedarán. You have your voice, you have your body. Scream it out now. No entiendo tu fobia, tu madre es gorda y no la hace menos diosa. No existe el racismo reverso, así que no defiendas a gabachos pendejos. Y cuando oigo el racismo y veo el clasismo que todavía practican, pienso en mi abuela blanqueando su piel y no es justo a la sangre indígena. Generations of dead queens all whisper in my ear. You have the right to have your body. Scream it out now. Fear this queer. Todas las muertes en vano no quedarán. You have your voice, you have your body. Scream it out now.
Well, oh man, I tell you, you're awesome. I'm telling you. Oh boy, oh boy.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, and if you want to give a shout out to your friends, relatives, or your other musician, artist acquaintances, you certainly have the time to do it now.
I want to give a shout out to my mommy. I was helping her clean a house right now, and that's like what she's been doing for a long time. So it was how we were able to get away from our abuser, but she's kind of gotten stuck there because she hasn't been able to, you know, finish her own education. She wasn't allowed to go to school by my other parent. So I'm trying to do this and make art and maybe hopefully sell some prints and start getting some attention and recognition so that she doesn't have to keep working, so I can get her back in school, because I know what I'm doing. I want to bring her up with me. Like,
All right.
you know, if I'm coming
All
up,
right.
I need to bring the people around
That's
me up
right.
with me.
That's right. That's right. Well, you're a blessing to her, and you're a blessing to your community, and you've certainly been a blessing to me. So this is George Bracey of Transworld, and in the absence of time, and I have to shut this down, but this is what I'm talking about. This is my world, and this is what is included in my world. People, men like Poe. So don't discount our community, because, like I've said in the early premiere of my show, we're not all whores and dope fiends and thieves and perverts. We are actually viable, talented, remarkable, resilient people. So with that, I'm out. This is Trans World, George Bracey. Thank you for watching.